Hello, everyone. This is the Reverend, and according to my wife, I am the world's strongest and nerdiest preacher. What are your thoughts? Let's get into the video.
This story deals a little bit with the 411 Missing series by David Paulides. It's just a story I heard a friend of mine tell me, something that happened to him. This was in the mid 2000s, and he was in Wayne National Forest. Well, he fell asleep and something grabbed him. And no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't get loose. He was pretty tight in his sleeping bag already. And the thing just held him so tight it couldn't get loose. Well, after what seemed probably 2 or 3 hours, it just kept getting darker and darker, which was weird because it was a full moon. But then he realized he was in a cave. After another hour, he felt a thud and he had hit the ground. And then all he heard was those same loud footsteps running away. He gets out of his sleeping bag and he grabs this little travel bag he had inside of it. Not really everything he needed, but he had the basics. He had a flashlight and he had a good knife and a gun. He starts trying to traverse his way back, noticing shifting from the corners of his eyes every once in a while. Nothing big, just something small. He had heard stories of Tommyknockers from his grandfather, who was a coal miner, and he assumed that's just what these creatures were. And that if he heard knocking, he needed to get out of there. Because allegedly, these Tommyknockers, they knock to warn you of impending cave ins. Well, about an hour into his walk, he sees one of these things just straight in his light. A little man. Didn't quite look human. The face was wrong, the teeth were wrong. It was just wrong. It was a human like thing. And it just gives him this weird smile as if trying to imitate humanity but failing. And then just slowly just walks away. Well, he decides maybe I should follow. He begins to follow it. After about 4 hours of walking, now mind you, this creature ran in these caves for probably 2 hours, like straight running. So they were really deep. It took about 4 hours, and this creature he'd been following points at a cave. And he shines his light at the cave and then shines his light back to see the creature, but the creature's gone now. So he decides, I haven't died yet. I'm lost, so maybe this thing will get me out of here. He followed that cave. He walked for several more hours. He didn't know exactly how long it had been, but he ended up at a cave entrance. Now, around this entrance were bones. All sorts of bones. The bones of people, the bones of bears, deer, all sorts of things. And he realized this is where they bring their food after they're done with it. And he realized that that's what he would have become if he hadn't have gotten out of there. Well, he gets out of there knowing he needs to be careful so that he doesn't alert anything. he goes slowly. And he finally makes his way back to his camp, which is completely ransacked. He picks his things up, goes to his truck, and now he never camps in a tent. If he is camping anywhere, he is camping in a camper or some harder structure. Something that something has to work for their meal if they want to kidnap him again. He doesn't know what grabbed him, but he does know it was big. And he's not a small man. He's 6'2" and 270 pounds. He's a pretty big guy. This thing just threw him over his shoulder like a little kid. So that is what happened to my friend regarding the kidnapping in Wayne National Forest here. What do you think grabbed him? Do you think it was the Ohio Grassman? Do you think it was the red-haired giants? Do you think it was a dog man? What are your thoughts? And what are your thoughts on the little man that let him out? It wasn't normal, was the only real thing he could give me on its description. Its teeth were, some of them were just flat, normal human teeth. Others were kind of pointed and jagged and kind of out in weird directions. He said it gave him goblin-like vibes. Like, that's what he thought it was. Tell me what you guys think.
Hey everyone, I just want to make sure you know to like, comment, share, subscribe, and make sure the notifications are turned on so that you get all of my upcoming content. As always, I love you all and God bless.